So thank you, first of all, for joining me on this project. It means a lot to me, and I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time despite the busyness and your schedule. I really, really appreciate, and I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. So, let's just go straight to it. First of all, basically, before we sort of go on, I've already shared the brief with you before about this project, and we know it's just around 25, and yes, that's just basically it. So, can we just take a moment? Can we just meet you? Could you please tell us about yourself and who you are, what you do, and what you go by?
Okay. My name is Deborah. Deborah Adepeju, popularly known by everyone. I'm married to David Obey. So sometimes some call me Deborah Adepeju, some call me Deborah Obey. So I go by both of them. So I'm a social development expert, and I love to solve issues that relate to social problems. And this passion is as a result of seeing that some of the social problems that we have in the society today, if it is well taken care of, the society would have been a better place. And sometimes these social issues are something that we don't pay attention to, even right from the family. It starts right from us as a family, from our nuclear family, the family of 1, 2, 3, a father, a mom, and a child, whereby bully, victimization, different sort of violence just begins from there. Like, even as a parent, you tend to start exposing your child to some form of stigmatization or some sort of things that are not really good. So when we talk overall at the society, we say, oh, the society is bad, but we forget that badness started from the family itself. So, and that is why I'm currently in the field of early childhood development, just to help parents become better parents through teaching them and empowering them with the right skills to train their children. So I do a lot of work in the social development space, and currently a student of early childhood development at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. And it's been amazing doing this course, because you think that children are not worthy to be studied, but when you start looking at the statistics, you feel like, wow, this is interesting. So in a nutshell, that is who I am. I am a child of God. And my overall being is just to be a blessing to others, even in my career, in everything that I find myself. So that is me.
Thank you so much. We are glad to meet you, and we know that there's so much more greatness. Personally, I really, really love you, because you're I already told you before, but I love your brilliance. And you inspire me. So let me just put that out there again for those who are going to see that. Yes, thank you so much, and we can't wait for all that there is to see. We can't wait for it. So we'll be here as God takes you on the journey, definitely. So yes, we are talking about 25, road to 25. Coincidentally, next year is 2025. So, So what does 25 mean to you? What is the significance of this age from your perspective?
Okay. So when I saw this project, Road to 25, I was like, I hope we are not trying to mount some pressures on some teenagers and some young adults. Then I said, no, that is not the idea. So for me, 25, okay, we have different terminologies to describe some figures. For instance, they say diamond jubilee, that's 60, golden jubilee, that's 50, then silver jubilee is 25. So basically, what I would just say about 25 is something like is it's just a figure, yes, but it now depends on the meaning that you put to that particular figure. But basically, I would just say that from 25 and above, you are considered to be a full-grown adult that can take decision without anyone trying to, in quotes, like ask why you taking the decision. At 25, you are considered a full-grown adult. You don't need any letter, permission, or consent to be. So 25 is just, I just see it as the peak that marks the beginning of adulthood. Fine, from 21 years, you're an adult, but I feel at 25, it's already that peak where you can be everything that you want to be. So I don't want to, because I know a lot of people can listen to this and not putting unnecessary pressure on people, because sometimes we want to define things based on our own experiences and forgetting that there are some outliers that define some of these circumstances. So simply put, 25 is just a number, yes, but it is what you bring out of that number that's really the goal, yeah. So, but just know that at 25, you are considered a full-grown adult to get married, to travel, to do international jobs, to become, to explore, without anyone trying to say, hey, dear, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Yeah. So.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. 25 is just a number, and so you put into it. So no pressure, anybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Also, now to the next question that we have here is, could you please share a very significant experience that happened to you before your 25th year and what impact it made in your life?
Okay. So I was reflecting on this question. I was like, before my 25th year, okay. Let me say, before my 25th birthday, I was already enrolled in a master's program. Yeah. It can be an achievement. I don't know, but I think that's just it. So like, I was just trying to be like, okay, sometimes we want to glorify some things, like before my 25th, I bought a house, I bought a car, I already had 10 million in my account. Before my 25th birthday, I was already enrolled in master's class, and I had some sort of independence for my parents. Yeah. So that's just the kind of significance that I would talk about there.
All right, thank you. So another experience or another happening after your 25th, what was it and how is it playing out now for you?
Okay. So after my 25th birthday, I got married.
Oh, wow.
After my 25th birthday, I got married. Yeah. So I think that's just what I would say. I got married, and I think marriage is not by like I said, is not what you do at those age that is the standard. It's just getting the right thing and the right motives. And sometimes I tell myself, who defines what is early? Who defines what is late? So I don't want to be caught in that web of trying to pressurize people by saying, maybe at 25, you must have been married, you must have a car, you must have a house. But basically, based on this, it's just my own personal experience. I would have said, after my 25th birthday, yeah, but I think that was just one significant thing so I'm not saying like, okay, that's just it, like before, okay, pre-masters, after.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much. So of all the types of relationships that a person can have, which one has played a major role in your life, and what was it?
Okay, so I am very big on relationships, and no relationship is small. That's one thing I would say. And I would tell you that every relationship should be treated with with care, with caution. You should guide every relationship jealously, and don't trivialize relationship. I don't want to say the relationship that should be well
Mhm.
celebrated, or is this because I was going through a friend's we're having a conversation recently, and she said three things that was profound. She made a statement, but she categorized that statement into three things that was profound. And the statement is that you keep relationship of people that are above you, keep relationship of people that are in your own category, and you keep relationship of people that are below you. So those three relationships are what matters. You have people that you look up to them, you see them that these ones, either in their social capital, either in their income, either in their wealth of knowledge, they are far above you. Keep it, hold them tight. Then those people, those relationships that are also in your own space, like your age mates, your peer group, keep them. And those people below you, now when we talk about people below you, sometimes we do tend to trivialize them, to look at them to say, no, what does he have to offer? But sometimes they are the gold, they are the untapped gold that needs to be tapped to take you to that your promised land. And I have come to understand that nobody is small. In that capacity where anybody is, they serve their own purpose. So, in fact, one relationship I don't trivialize is the relationship of people that are below me. You see those people that you think they are just drivers, they are cleaners, they don't matter. In the scheme of things, like even things that you may be cracking your head for to do for years, and you just maybe open up to them to say, this is it. The counsel that comes from those people, even the connection that they have that you don't know, they are golden. So keep the right relationship. So if I want to narrow it down to social relationship and wealth relationship, but everybody should be treated with equality, like equity. You should respect people, let them be well respected. When people see that you give them that respect, that honor, they show up for you even when it's not convenient. So social relationship is something that it should be a core. Like when I talk to people, I tell them, like I said, that I'm in the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Yes, in as much as I am in the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, I still keep in touch with my social capitals back home in Nigeria, because I know that if, let's say for instance, I want to go back to Nigeria to the workspace, these are the people that I will leverage on. So it's not that I will now be here and I'll feel like, they don't matter. No, they matter. These are my people. These are the shoulders that I will climb on. So that's why relationship, sometimes we tend to feel like, what does she have to offer me? What does she have to do? No, we should give people that equal respect and equal opportunities. And I tell you, that would take us higher. And I want to also say that sometimes there are some relationships that you let go, especially relationships that are parasitic, that they just want to take from you, they want to draw from you, they are not giving you. The return energy is very low. Sometimes I interact with some people maybe once in a year, and that's the communication gap, the communication that we have just once in a year, maybe just a chat. But from their status, I take a lot of resources, I take a lot of value. Yeah. So sometimes relationship does not have to be when you have to sit under someone and hold them by their legs. Relationship can be learning from them from afar, following them, picking lessons, seeing how they do their things, seeing what they are committed to. That is relationship. So when you even want to have a conversation with them later on, they can be like, and maybe you think, you can just say, recently I saw your post about your book, and they feel like, of a truth, this person is following me. Yeah. But when you think relationship should just be, yes, ma'am, I want you to be my friend. No, relationship should be something it's not necessarily something you do to idolize someone. It's something you do to learn, something you do to observe, and you in turn make that observation seen that the person feels like, oh yes, this person is really learning. So I think that's just what I would say.
Okay, thank you so much. So there is no putting one relationship above the other, and there's no putting one relationship below the other. Every relationship matters, and being able to learn from afar and maximize them in their current state and even beyond is really, really important. Thank you so much for that. So the next question is, how has your marriage relationship, because yes, we know that, yeah, Mr. David's beloved. So, how has your marriage relationship impacted you in your career, your personal development, and life in general? How has it really impacted you?
Okay. So, one advice I would just tell people is that marriage is a journey of faith, and is a journey of perseverance, and when it's a journey of two imperfect persons. Yes. And when you go into marriage with the consciousness of you are an imperfect person that is trying to aim towards perfection, just like Christ has commanded us, then you come so lowly to be able to learn. So as a married woman, I got married to the choicest of God's Son, who has given me wings to fly and giving me that expression to be me. Like, sometimes I do make this joke on my status. I don't feel married. Yes, because sometimes I look at myself and say, am I married? Because I still feel like I still have my time to myself. I still want to, like, if I say I want to, nobody's stopping me. Nobody is trying to be Lord and Savior. Yeah, we communicate. But there's this way that people have made marriage look so crazy. So you want to, but like for instance now, my husband had to babysit my son for me to be here. And some people will be like, no.
It's supposed to be done. I love that.
Yeah. So just like marriage has been beautiful thus far, like really, really beautiful. And when you marry the right person, they want to push you. The right person for you does not feel intimidated by your goals, because it's a win. It's a win for them too. That's my wife. People will be like, are you sure? I remember recently someone saw me and was like, oh, I've not met your husband. I told him, you've met my husband. He said no. Then he showed me someone's picture and said, I think this is your husband. I said, no, that's not my husband. Then he was like, who is that man that would marry this powerful lady? So when I showed him my husband's picture, he was like, you mean this is your husband? I said, yes. He was confused. He even thought I was pulling his leg. Wow. So the next day, weeks later, so I was with my spouse and my son. So I said, oh, hey, Mr. Peter, this is my husband. And he was like, I thought you were joking. I was like, I'm not joking. And it looks so true it looks so real to be true. It looks so perfect to be true. So sometimes we should see that marriage should come in the place of, when you get the guy in the place of marriage, every other thing just come seamlessly, like no stress, no struggle. So the choice of who you marry determines how far you will go in your career, and it determines how far you will become. I have a son, I go to school, my spouse goes to school, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I like other commitment. But that place of balancing, that place of understanding that the wings that my wife has to fly is also an accolade for me, goes a long way. So sometimes we see a lot of women who have run back into their shell because maybe their spouses are not supportive, or there are a lot of things that can really go wrong behind the scene. But then, even when things are not convenient, creating time to fuel your passion, having a man or a spouse that is there to help you fuel your passion goes a long way to bring a kind of fulfillment even in that marriage. Because when God, as a Christian, we know that there's no marriage in heaven, but God will ask us about our talent. So what will be your excuse? Will it be, is the man that you gave me that made me bury my talent? and God is in heaven. I won't wonder. There's no marriage here now, so it's your fault. Why you? It's true because yes, we know there's no marriage in heaven. So you now want to blame your woes, everything that you do to that man that did not allow you to become. God will ask about your talent. I have given you 10. Even this parable of the God is not a wasteful resources. He does not waste resources. So this is something I want to, because I know we have people that will listen to this. In your choice of marital pursuit, be discerning and don't go to marriage with the aim of perfection. Go into marriage with the aim of I am imperfect. I want to get better and I'm ready to learn, ready to relearn and ready to unlearn. I think that's just the goal. Because when you go into marriage with that right person, it is that catapult that you need to accelerate in your career. When your marriage is peaceful, your output in your business, your output in your career, your output on your job will be extra. People will still know that there is this peace of mind. But if the home is not peaceful, when you go to work, even your boss will be like, I will fire you, this girl. You're not doing well. And you be confused. At work, you are not delivering. At home, you are not. So the choice of our partners also goes a long way.
Thank you so much. So going into marriage, the choice, very, very important, very, very key, very, very important. Very, very important. So I just want to, this is not part of the questions that we sent, but just to for women who are, or for ladies who just seem to have so much to do, there's just this fire, this zeal, this desire to be so much more. And if for one reason or the other they find themselves in relationship with people who don't have the same fire and who don't have the same zeal to want to become like that, they are just cool with the barest minimum. They're okay with the barest minimum. For some reason, and also for some reason, they know that okay, this is actually someone that I really, really want to be with, but the drive is not. I don't know if you understand me. There's just no that sameness of fire. Does it mean that for two people to have a marriage that sustains both of them, do they have to have the same 100% zeal, 100% want to do the same thing, 100% just want to be on the same level at all times?
Okay, yeah. So I would say that for marriage to even work, you don't have to be the same thing. By your temperament, by your lifestyle, by what you do. For me, I'm very outspoken, and my husband is very reserved. Very, very reserved. To the point that there are some things that he does, and I'll be like, oh, interesting, I'm proud of you. If I should look at the level of the things that he is doing, in fact, he should be the one on social media screaming, this is what I have, this is what... Yeah. Wow. Just something that me, I will achieve like this, I will blow it up, I'll spice it up. So sometimes the mistake some of us make is that, okay, one of the mistakes I was going to make in the choice of marriage that God did not permit, because it's just a very good God, is that sometimes we think that it is that guy that is as zealous as I am that is the perfect man for you. But sometimes it does not work like that. There's this thing that says like force repel, the opposite force attract. Wow. Yeah. So as a person, one of the questions you should ask in courtship or dating is that when you ask a man what is his purpose, and he has a clear definition of his purpose and it aligns with yours, irrespective of the temperament or the personality, it's a good green flag to work with. But for instance, when I was asking my spouse about what do you do at the early stage of our relationship, I went visiting him and I saw something on his wall and I was curious, what does it mean? And he told me the meaning, and I was like, wow, this is a visionary man. He's not someone that comes to people's faces, but in explaining that, the meaning of that art was something that made me know that, no, this is someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. Because if someone is this detailed to, and someone putting something on his wall shows that every day he wakes up to this thing and say, this is my call, this is my being. Do you understand? And I just felt like, wow, this is interesting. So the goal is a guy that will support you, even from the beginning in a relationship. But sometimes as women, we want to ignore the red flags to satisfy our feelings that are just temporal at that point. The feelings that is just fast at that point, but not considering the last long effect. So I would just say that just give it time, be clear about what you want, and when you know what you want, when that man is there and you communicate and you're able to see that you are not having same aligning vision on this thing, then you may want to give it a kind of second thought or quit to run away. Because if the vision is not aligned together to fit into you and to fit into him, there will be conflict of interest. And that is one thing that is happening in the present day marriage relationship that we see with people, whereby the husband is intimidated by what the wife is trying to achieve and tries to silence her, because there is this conflict of interest amongst the married partners. So I think that's just what I would say.
Okay, thank you. So we don't have to be the same, as long as we have same vision and we see ourselves in ourselves, like in the sense of vision and purpose. Thank you so much for that. So was there anything you wanted to achieve before 25 that you could not, or that you actually did? I like this one.
Okay. Well, I was not really someone big on 25, like I was not really very big on that. But the only thing I knew was that I finished university at 20. So that's just something that I just felt like, that's interesting. Finishing school at 20, and I just felt like, that's a good accolade. That's a good accolade to say, at 20, that's interesting. Yeah. And but I was not crazy about it. It just happened because immediately I left secondary school, I got admission. I left secondary school at 16. I went to a school that was just 4 years on track. So at 20, I was done. And we were delayed for NYSC. And because of there was something that happened in our school, and that broke me actually, because I was already saying, at 21, I would have been done with NYSC. Yeah, so I was already feeling like at 21, young graduate.
I'm done with school. I mean,
but then when the NYSC now came, I was now in stream 2. Oh my, you've waited, then when they now tell you be in stream 2. That was one devastating moment of my life. Like something you have anticipated, then you now say. So when stream 1 now left in April. So they said that stream 2 will go after they come back up. Lo and behold, we left in July. But you see, between that April and July was that moment that I found myself. I discovered myself, was that moment of becoming. Because I was just angry. I was angry with why this delay? When your life is just going smooth. And at that point, that junction of that NYSC, we were delayed. Then when the call-up letter came, we were now asked to pause. And you are not used to delay. You are not used to being stagnant. So I was just like, okay. So I channeled, that I was angry. And that was how Deborah Hajibura got big. Like, that was my becoming. That was the beginning of me. So sometimes, when things does not go the way you plan, it should not be then you take a step backward. That should be the time you take forward thinking steps. That should be the time you are angry to get mad results. Yeah, so I think that's just what I would say.
In face of obstacles, you don't retreat. Not all obstacles require retreating. You just have to look into the things that they're pushing for your energy. And that was where you are. Like they always say that, even I think the Bible even says it, that gold goes through the furnace, and it's in
Yeah.
that place that it is molding, and it comes out the perfect shape. All the impurities are gone away, and we really thank God for that in your life. So, what was the if? Okay, we already answered the part. You already answered the part of that part. The effect of that, let me just answer it, because the effect of that situation was your becoming. The effect of
Mm.
that situation was your becoming. So sometimes we never really actually know what we are until certain things happen, and you are just forced to really sit down and pull this thing out of. Thank you so much. So, what would you say to someone who is close to 25, or who is even 25 years old, and does not seem to have so much going on in his or her life at the moment?
Yeah. Just to reiterate what I've been saying from the beginning, like 25 is just a number, and it's never too late to begin. It's never too late to rediscover yourself. And my advice generally is that who defines lateness? Is it people? Is it the society? I was listening to a preacher yesterday, and she was talking about a woman that got married at 46. At 47, she had her children. At 55, she already had 4 children. And God had to make up for the time that was lost. So don't rush yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just in as much as you see there is pressure in the society, a lot of things is conflicting for your time. You see your peers, they have gone ahead of you, they are making giant steps. That should be what should propel you to even desire more. That should not make you go envious or keep bitterness or strife. That should be what should make you go more. That should be more to say, oh, Mitch, I want to get better. So it's never too late to rediscover yourself. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to begin. And the greatest defeat is not trying. So when you try and it fails, you did not fail. It's just telling you that there are other ways to make that thing successful. So my advice is just be yourself, devote to what you think it is that is worth your time. And I know that the result will come. For someone like me, I have failed so much in businesses. Like I have done like 3 businesses that I have failed powerfully on. But what I know is that those failures, the recent business that I'm trying to do at the moment, I have seen that, I have learned from those failures and seen the mistake, and also trying to ensure that it's not being repeated. And over time, when you see these mistakes over time, you're able to try to avoid it in your consequence ones. So you may have failed a lot in life, but just see those failures as the stepping stones to that place that you want to be. So that's what I would say about that. Like, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of failure. Like I have seen how my businesses have crumbled. Like I just do give away with my business, but then that has propelled me to say that okay, good businessmen don't do charity with their business. Business is business and should strictly be business. So those failures has taught me that resilience. Even when someone wants to buy into my emotions for this, I think I don't buy into it, because those were the lessons my previous business failures had taught me. So just let failure motivate you. Don't let it be your standpoint. Don't let it keep you at a standstill.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Someone asked me, just to like buttress what you said, someone asked me, no, I was filling a form, and one of the questions in the form is like, what's your biggest failure in this year? And I realized that I don't actually count things as failure. I used to assume, and once I try to do something and it doesn't work, I just assume God doesn't want me to do it. And we just move on from there. And yes, we should learn to pick the lessons from our past failures and then try to implement them subsequently. Really, really important. And this is also the point of what's that word again? just retrospection where you can actually sit down and take costs, okay, this was what I did here and this was what I didn't do here. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that this same thing applies to someone who is beyond 25 and just seem like, okay, I missed the mark. Like I was supposed to do something at this age and I couldn't do it. Or do you have, please just speak to it. So someone who is in a similar situation, but they are now like above 25, or maybe they are in their 30s, or even beyond. They're like, oh, there was something I should have done at 25, but I didn't do. And they're sort of still stuck on it and they're just sort of still stuck on it. How did they move on from that? I didn't do this at this particular age mark.
I think we just like putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves. If you did not do something at this particular age mark, what's stopping you from doing it at the current age mark that you have? So we, as humans, we just like to pressurize ourselves. Okay, for instance, one of my younger sisters got married 2 weeks ago. She got married at 21. So, and I remember when I wanted to get married, I was above 25 when I got married, actually. When I wanted to get married, her parents were like, why do you want to get married? You are too young. This one, that one. Like, they were really like... So when I saw her wedding invite, I said, So the society, when this is not working on their own side, they are biased. Yes. Everybody is selfish. That's it. Everybody is selfish. Everybody wants things to come their way. Everybody wants to just... So now I ask myself, so what's changed if their 21 years old daughter is getting married, like got married? So I was like, me too, I should have offered them that advice. Or now imagine I'm now feeling bad. Oh, now their daughter got married at 21. If I had known too, I should have got married at 21. What would have happened? So my current state, my current level of exposure is even something that I am thankful for, because there are some things that I would have done some few years ago, and it might even there are some things I did some few years ago. For instance, my first book, when I wrote my first book, sometimes when I read that book, I feel like, oh, this is nonsense, this is crap. But there's someone that is out there screaming, I wish I wrote my first book at 12. I wish I wrote my first book at 18. I wish I did this and this. There's nothing you can do about the past. The past is gone. So why do you want to kill yourself? There are some past that it will haunt you for life, especially times, some past of maybe some teenage pregnancy, abortion, or she understand. But there are some things that you don't have control on. Even some teenage pregnancy, it happens, life goes on, move on. Even I'm not supportive of teenage pregnancy, no. But over time, you see how some of these teenage mothers turn their mess to stories, to resilience, and you feel like, I have a friend that while we were leaving school, she got pregnant and stuff like that. But you see her now, she doesn't even look like it. Nobody is even remembering anything about. She understand. So, but if you keep feeling like, oh, I should have not made this mistake, I should have not done that, you will not go nowhere. You keep dwelling in the past. So, society will create their standard. But it is you that you are your standard. For instance, I'm joining strength for Funke Akindele. She's our standard. When she wants to do comparison, she compare with a tribe called Judah. Yeah, you compare with yourself. So there's no somebody is doing something. No, you are your standard. So that's just what I would say. People should stop putting unnecessary pressure on themselves because in the journey of becoming. See, people feel like, oh, you are so young. Recently, I was talking with someone, and the person says maybe I'm 18 years old. And I said, okay, I don't even need to prove a point. Because when the person was talking with so much confidence, like at least when you are 40, you're younger. Like, I'm just smiling. So the society will create their own marking scheme. They will create their marking guide. But just be you. Be you. That's it.
And the truth is, the more we allow ourselves to be ourselves, the more the world comes to that version of us that keeps showing up all the time. Because after the box for life. So stop dwelling on the past. Stop dwelling on the past and move on. The past is in the past. Pick it up from where you are now and just move on with your life. So on a second to last note, what things do you think we young people should give attention to as we grow older Even as we are young now, and as we are growing as well, what are those things you think we should pay attention to much more in all the areas of our life?
Yeah, we should pay attention to the things that we consume, both physically, materially, health-wise, to every information that we consume. And because sometimes some people, they devote themselves to reading a lot of books, but the junks that they consume for their health is capable of killing that everything that they have built from their personal development and professional development. So just pay attention to everything that comes inside of you, physically, spiritually, your academic, anything, to things around you, because it is what enters a man that defies that man. So pay attention to who you listen to, who you talk to, what you eat, things that you know that, because we are a product of people and we're a product of word. Even when God created the heart, it was word. Like he spoke the word and the word came into existence. So the kind of people you listen to, the kind of content that you expose yourself to, the kind of spirit that is around some people. So just pay attention. When you see that this person is always negative, carry your bag, run. When you see that this thing is not aligning, just be discerning. So pay attention to what you eat, what you say, what you read, people that speaks, that declares into your life. So I think that's just what I would say.
Being intentional about the things that we allow into ourselves. And so do you have any other thing that you would like to say to us, in terms, just general comments that you would like us to take tonight?
Okay, so my general comment is that no pressure, and this is road to 25. And as when we are shooting this video, it's just a few days to 2025. Yes. So I want to just encourage someone out there. It's never too late to begin. It's never too late to start. And sometimes you don't have to start having everything perfect. Just start. Do it afraid. In the process of starting, you will get more clarity. Even the best of us, the best of men, they are still nervous trying to start something. So don't allow that voice that is saying you cannot, don't allow it get dominion over you. Just start something, and also trust your instincts. Yeah, trust your instincts. So that's one thing that I would like to say.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been insightful. Thank you. I picked a number of things, and I'm going to have to go back as well, because they really blessed me, especially because I think I can relate so much, and I really, really am happy that I have you share all of these things with us, because this year is one of the years that, in fact, I think the beginning of the year that I really did things that I didn't think that I would do, and it's just that pressure. So we will try not to put pressure on ourselves. We will try not to allow anyone pressure us, because age is a number. Yes, even though it has effect on our physical.
It has significance.
But we will push through. We will pick up ourselves, despite our failures, and we'll definitely move on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a blessing having you, and we hope that we'll have much more of this project to do together, God willing, by His grace. And I'm sure that everyone who listens will be blessed. Everyone who listens will be blessed, definitely. And yes, thank you so very, very much. And we have come to the end of this session with you. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this with us. Thank you for doing this with me. And most importantly, thank you for being a blessing, because I know that a lot of people want to see. We're going to put out your social media handles because especially people who are into social development, I feel like they just really need to like follow you and really, whenever you have you want to just hold people by the hand, we'll be here to latch on immediately and follow. Because really, we should follow those who know road right.
We are all learning, no?
Yes. But thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you for honoring this invitation. God bless you so much. And our regards to our daddy, brother David, Mr. David Obe, and our Obe, David Jr. as well. Our regards to them. Yeah. I'm really, and I'm saying thank you to him as well. Thank you to him for just being the best and for just being the best man for you. And most importantly, thank you to God, who is a perfect matchmaker.
Yeah, God writes beautiful stories. Yeah.
All right. Do have a lovely day. Next day, your time. So bye. Everyone, I'm sure you had a great time because I did have a great time. I did have a great time listening to Mrs. Obe, and she's such a very brilliant someone, and you would want to listen to her much more. She writes. She is a writer. Yeah, she just wrote her second book and she just launched it. She doesn't know that I'm doing this, so yeah, she doesn't know that I'm doing this, and I'm really glad that I'm doing this for her. She just wrote a second book titled From Uncertainty to Purpose. So if you are having difficulty figuring out what you want to do with your career, maybe you are even transitioning from one career to the other, and you just sort of need guidance and clarity, you just want to know how to go about it and what to do, you should get this book. You should get From Uncertainty to Purpose by Deborah Obe. And the hard copy is 5,000 naira. If you want to get the soft copy, it's also available on a seller. We'll put the link right on when this video is out. So thank you so much for joining. I'm sure you'll be blessed. Please like, comment, share, engage, share with your friends, and share with everyone. It's Road to 25. It's all about 25 and around 25, and like we already learned, age is a number. 25 is a number. It's what you put into it that matters, and do not allow yourself to be pressured. The whole essence of this project is not to elevate 25 or make it seem like you're not doing something if you're not doing something at 25. The whole essence of this project is to encourage you out there and to let you know that regardless of your age, whether you are over 25, you're under 25, or you're even 25, you are not too small or you are not too big to do anything. There is still hope when there is life, and not everyone, you don't have to have it figured out 100% before you set out. You don't have to have it figured out 100%. You just start with where you are. Don't dwell on your past. Don't dwell on what you have done or what you didn't do. Just move on. And there is nothing that you didn't do at a particular age that you cannot do now. So just start from where you are. Make use of any resources that you have, and just allow yourself to be yourself. The world will conform. As long as you are walking in the line that God has laid for you, and you are not, you are just in your space, and you are not looking for anybody's downfall, and you're also looking to rise as much as you want others to rise as well. And so that's just all that I have to say to us. This is the first series of this project, or maybe the second. We're going to have other uploads, so when they come out, please support us. And yes, it's Road to 2025. 2025 is in a few days. So see you in 2025 doing great and mighty things and being all that you can ever be and even much more than you can imagine. So thank you so much. My name is Adepeju Fadayomi. Thank you for joining me and God bless you.